It's 100% entertainment, 100% electricity, 100%
Pipebomb Radio with your host, Felix Olmedo.
Be the man, you gotta beat the man,
Austin James.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
And Nate Milton.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Welcome back, everybody. It's Tuesday night. You all know what time it is. We've been talking about it all week long. The Von Erich Nation is in full effect, and the phone lines started blowing up minutes before I went live here, and they continue to blow up now. But on a side note, conspicuous by his absence tonight, Austin will not be with us tonight. He actually, I don't know how he did it, the little booger. He actually got to go to SmackDown. So he's attending SmackDown in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And my other co-host should be joining me here momentarily. And that way we can go ahead and place the call over to Ron and Marshall, and we'll get this party started. But for those who found out the news that broke yesterday, I'd like to comment on it a little bit, but I'd like to do it with Nate on the line with me. But obviously everybody knows that the Macho Man, Randy Savage, has finally been allowed to enter the WWE Hall of Fame. I know it seems as though the WWE Hall of Fame is almost pretty much irrelevant now, because it just seems as though all they really do, I mean, it's not even a WWE Hall of Fame. I think almost you could be called Vince McMahon's WWE Hall of Fame, dare I say. Those who have grown up watching him and adoring him will get the opportunity to actually finally get to see him enter the Hall of Fame. And I'm going to go ahead and bring on my other co-host here, Nate Milton. What's up, buddy?
I was in my condominium on the moon. Dig it.
I was like, wait a minute, did I lose you already, man? I'm just kidding. How's it going?
I'm here, brother.
Going good for you?
I'm doing well, man. It's actually trying to snow in Virginia, which anybody that's lived out here knows is something that rarely happens, especially this early in the year. So
I just want to let you know that your phone system kind of sounds really, really, really bad. I don't know if you can hear me, or maybe the message gets across to you a little late. But yeah, your phone system.
Hold on 1 second. Let me adjust my technical issues right quick.
All right.
All right, is that a little bit better?
A little bit, but let's talk a little bit here and let's see how that goes across. We'll talk a little bit more at the end, of course, as I was talking before you came on about the
prize to the announcement.
Well, an announcement broke early Monday morning, so you knew that there was intentions, there was reasoning behind this.
Yeah,
but it sounds like I can hear you better now.
Okay, yeah. I think it's two things, Felix. I think, you can have something where it's a publicity move, but it's also the right thing to do. And I think that's the situation that the WWE has. They need publicity. They want to get some buzz. So what better way to do it than to talk about inducting one of the most beloved stars, not only to wrestling fans, but to the mainstream fans that have seen, Macho Man on Slim Jim, Macho Man doing, Spider-Man. They know Macho Man in the mainstream, and he's one of the few wrestlers that were able to transcend. So, I think it might have been a money grab, but I'm also happy that we get to see Macho go in the Hall of Fame.
Great deal. And it sounds like our buddy Claudia, who is if there was ever anybody bigger of a Von Erich fan than her, I haven't met him yet either. But she's been listening in and letting us know that the sound was a little choppy at first, but much, much better. Thank you, Claudia. We love you. And I'm going to go ahead and make the call over to Ross and Marshall, who should be patiently awaiting the call here. So here we go. I wonder if You know, Austin knows better than anybody. I have the most fun when it comes to dialing out numbers.
Yeah, we saw that last week. You're the master of suspense, Felix.
I think I am. Are you guys there? Ross, Marshall?
Hello.
Kevin, is that you?
Yeah, this is Ross and Marshall Von Erich.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure because I didn't hear anything. I was like, oh, God, we didn't make it through. I should have put a 1 in there or something.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Welcome back, guys. How you guys been doing?
Pretty good. Just working out, trying to stay in some pretty good shape.
And on one of the best places in the world to do it, and one of the most beautiful sceneries, too, for that matter. My goodness. But we'll
it almost
kick
makes working
off.
out easy.
Absolutely. We'll kick things off a little bit. I touched on this with your dad when we had him on last month, and I want to get it from your perspective. What was it like, the whole experience for you, going out for your match with TNA and the whole atmosphere? Because I know the Texas crowd love you guys, and they always will. How was the whole scenario for you? How did you guys feel about that, coming out into the crowd for their show there at TNA?
Man, I really, words can't describe it. It was as cheesy as it sounds. It was magical. It really was awesome coming out there with our dad, and just like we get for some reason when we flew in there and we got to Texas, everything just felt right. We were in Texas, you know. We just felt home, and then when we came out, and that's how just hungry the people were for Von Erich. You know, it was just everybody Von Erich. It was beautiful to see. And I remember when we had our match, and it was just when we came out, the crowd was so loud. We had our match, it was so good. But the part that we just almost got emotional over was when my dad got in the ring, and to see him. You know, the last time they saw my dad, it was a tragedy. His brothers were gone, and it was things like that. But to see my dad back in the ring, victorious, bringing his sons to showing them the ropes of the business, and the fact that we got to experience it firsthand, it was beautiful. It was a dream come true, really.
Good deal. All right.
Yeah, as a fan of TNA wrestling and as a fan of the Von Erichs and World Class, man, that was one of my big-time highlights from last year. So much props to you and your dad for that moment. But one thing that I'm always interested in whenever I get an opportunity to talk to second- or third-generation wrestling stars is, you know, was it your intention from the start to get into wrestling, you know, to get into the family business, so to speak, or, you know, did you guys have other ambitions?
Yeah, actually, it kind of was. We kind of knew in the back of our minds, I think, me and my brother both, that that's kind of where the road would end up, you know, and I never knew how or when it would happen, but we always just kind of had that subconscious understanding that that's where we'd end up. Because we both had different backgrounds. Ross, he was playing football. He did track and everything as well, and he was going to pursue football, and he was good at it. He was going to go to UNT and play safety, and I was going to do discus. But it really was. The doors were just shut. You know, the doors did get shut, and this was the wrestling was kind of like a dream, but I didn't really expect it to happen because it was like something that, you know, something that sounded like it would be too good to come true. But when we went to Harley Race's wrestling academy, and you know, we got to kind of experience it. We had so much fun, and it was just. But the Japanese, for Pro Wrestling Noah, they noticed us, and they invited us out for 3 months, and we just got a totally new respect for wrestling in general. Just that, you know, this is a sport. You know, we love the competitiveness. We love the showmanship. We loved everything about it, and we could see why my grandfather loved it. All of our uncles loved it, and that's one thing that we want to be different. We want to kind of be different about. You know, my uncles and my dad, they were heroes for little kids to watch. You know, someone to look up to. They were, you know, it's not wrong to look up to somebody with good values and what they had. You know, they really did love their fans, and that's something that we want to, you know, we want to bring. We really do. We want to try to bring it back. Because we felt God opened this door for us, and we're just blessed to be exactly where we are right now. And it's you know, the Japan thing fell in place. Then you know, the TNA the Slammiversary thing that was just like it was incredible. It's crazy what God is doing. I'm excited what He has in the future too.
And with TNA making their transition over to, they left Spike TV and they made their transition over to Destination America, and they're totally revamping the show, whole new look, whole new atmosphere, whole new feel to it. I noticed when we started to when we made the announcement that you guys were coming back, we saw, and I think you guys saw it too on Twitter, a lot of people were wanting to see the match between the Von Erichs and the American Wolves. Any thoughts about that? Any possibility you think that could be something that could happen? Maybe, what would you guys think?
Well, it happened in Mesquite. We actually did wrestle the Wolves in Mesquite, Texas. That was actually our last match, and it was a great time. They were a great team, and it was an incredible match. But I would, with the match that we had, I would love to do it again. They were really, those are honestly two guys we looked up to in Japan. We worked a lot with Eddie in Japan, and we got to see how he moves, and he's taught us a lot. Basically, our whole career has been a learning experience. We get to learn from each wrestler we're with, and I would love to have a match with them again. It was just fun. It was good fun.
I think any TNA fan would definitely be looking forward to that matchup. So I'm hoping that could come together, man, because it's a new network and it's a new direction for this promotion. And, I'm very excited about TNA's future. But talking about you guys' future, you've had the opportunity to wrestle all over the world. What would you say has probably been the coolest experience that you've had within the sport of professional wrestling?
Well,
that's a very loaded question.
Yeah, that's a hard question because there's been so many things happening. There's so many things that happen. Honestly, I think just meeting some really, really cool people. Being in Japan, we met some guys from Mexico, Peru, Chile, Australia, and we made good lifelong friends. And we never would have met them if it wasn't for wrestling. It's this little business you really gotta love so much, and the fact that we met over it, we were all passionate about one thing, and we made just good friends. And I guess I got to learn a little Spanish, mostly dirty jokes, but I got to learn a little Spanish. but I guess on the spot I guess that's one of my best experience. I'm pretty sure there was more that I'm forgetting right now.
And, you guys got the opportunity to work out in Japan. Obviously, that's very well noted. And if the opportunity maybe presented itself to work in other countries, possibly even like even Mexico at this point, or even Germany, or get to travel around the world, I mean, what do you guys think about that opportunity? If it comes your way, you guys up for it? Or would you prefer to kind of stick around locally, maybe work in the States for a little bit longer, or even stay in Japan a little bit longer?
Well, we really are, with how things are nowadays, it's kind of hard to be picky in a way, but really we're open to really go anywhere. And July 6th, we might have the opportunity to do a show in Israel, and we love Israel so much. So it would be kind of like a dream come true to go there. And my dad always talks about it, how he said that's the one country where the crowd was just like Texas. They got there and the crowd was just they were just deafening loud, and there was a sea of people. And my dad said that's one thing he didn't want us to miss out on, and he wants to come with us too. So that would be that's going to be a crazy experience. But just traveling in general, the places we've got to see, we're definitely up for traveling. We love it.
All right.
Very cool, very cool. One of the things that I love talking about and talking, with other wrestling fans about is just legacy. And, you guys are in a unique position where you not only have the family legacy, but you guys have the legacy.
Your phone connection is kind of getting choppy again. I just wanted to let you know that.
All right, so go ahead.
Is that our phone or someone else's phone?
Oh, no, that's on our side.
It's snowing down here in Virginia, so...
we could say it was snowing
out there in
Virginia. My bad.
It happens.
Well, we do, like I said, when we made the announcement too, with you guys coming back, with the help of Claudia and a lot of the Von Erich fans, they definitely helped spread the word. And 5 minutes before showtime, the phone lines blew up. And as I talked to Marshall earlier, I'm going to mention it again. We will take a few calls. We won't get to every everybody. We will get to a few. I'm just letting everybody know who's listening in now that just be patient. We'll get you guys. I hope you guys are just calling in to just listen and have some fun. But would you guys be okay taking a couple of calls?
Yes, sir. We'd love to.
Awesome. Oh. All right, here we go. You know what? I'm going to put we'll bring one of the first callers on right now. She is the best. You guys know her very well. Let's welcome back Claudia.
Hey, fellas.
Miss Claudia, how are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm so excited to be talking to you guys.
Oh, yeah, we're excited to talk to you. We miss you.
Oh, yeah, and then you see they put me on the spot in front of everybody because you guys know I love you to the moon and back, and I support all you do. I don't care if you guys made crayons. I'd be there selling them on the street corner or something. But anyway, look, I just got so excited I completely forgot. Oh, yeah, I thought I was going to forget what I was going to say. But, you know, I don't, as much as I love you, I can never call myself the biggest fan. I'm so flattered by the fact that people say that and people think that. I'm just really loud. I'm just really, really loud and kind of opinionated, so I don't have a problem with telling people about how amazing the Von Erichs are. And if they don't agree with me the first time, I might try to be a little more persuasive, and I might be insistent. So, but I love it. I'm so excited to hear you're going to Israel because, yes, Israel loves the Von Erichs. That is the absolute truth.
I never
right
knew
there.
that.
That's one thing my dad said. That it was just how the crowd was out there, and honestly, we would do that. We kind of wanted a vacation out there anyways, and the fact that we can actually go down there and wrestle too, and you know there's going to be shows before that. We have some other stuff in the works. I can't really say anything yet because we're not 100% yet, but there's some other stuff.
It's just on the dotted line. But you call me when it does because you know I'll tell everybody.
Yes, ma'am. We know that.
Yes, you will.
We know that for sure. That's why. Yeah, she's the Von Erich sister.
You got it. That's right.
But again, I want to say though another amazing thing, and I have to say I'm a tad envious because my father-in-law was actually baptized in the River Jordan. So, but the fact that you're going to get to go to the Holy Land, knowing what believers you are and the fact that you walk your faith, and, you know, I caught the comment you said about the doors shutting, and I'm not sure that everybody listening understood what you were saying, but I always hear you guys talk about you walk where the Lord leads you, and when the Lord says don't go that way, you don't. When the Lord said just go through this door and let's see what happens, that's the way you go. And I just really see the idea of you guys going to Israel as just being an amazing experience. Not just that you're going to get to see that side and that love that country has to offer your family, but that it's going to be something, an experience in your faith too. So look at me, I get so excited. I'm getting all goosebumpy thinking about all the good that the Lord does for my Von Erichs too. Okay. Slow down.
Man. That's like so.
So that's sweet, though. Just so sweet. So the other thing, my only question is that, and I guess it's really a favor, you guys just have to tell me anytime something's happening. When you sign your name and it's a done deal, you let me know so I can tell the nation and we can tell the world, and we can do it upright.
Yes, ma'am. We will. You'll be the first to know if we hear anything. So we'll let you know, and we know that something big is going to happen soon. So we're excited, and we'll make sure everyone knows. And I know that you'll be a big help on that.
Oh yeah, because I got a really big mouth and I like using it. So.
It's a good thing.
So, before I go, because I did stay up late watching my Ducks lose. It was the saddest thing in the world. Please pass along our love to everybody. And I know little Abram's birthday is coming up, and you guys just got birthdays just bam, 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 coming. So just love to everybody, and God bless you, and I just can't wait to go and lose my voice again cheering for you dudes.
Man, God bless you. We can't wait to see you.
Okay, love to everybody.
We love you.
And thanks for letting me come on the radio, you guys. There you go.
All right.
Yay.
Hello?
Yeah, next. Because I will keep talking. I will just use all your airtime. I will. We'll just sit here and talk about what all they got for Christmas, when they're going to start having babies. We'll have this whole conversation, and everybody else can just listen.
Very.
I thought we lost connection over here.
Oh, no. I was just screening some calls, just checking in for some fans who are calling in.
Okay, cool. Yes, because I know Catherine from Ireland is going to be calling, and so you guys got to let her through to talk to our boys. Yeah,
okay, you know what? Let me make sure she's here or not, so I'll be back in a moment.
See, there you go. I will hook you up. Oh, my gosh. Boy, did you guys see that Jose got to see Holly and Kathy last night?
Yes, ma'am. He told me. I haven't seen my cousins or my aunt.
I know. Since the Hall of Fame, right?
Mm-mm. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, he's like, look, he sent me a message. He's like, look who I'm with. I'm like, are you kidding? I couldn't have been more jealous. I was
jealous too.
Yeah, go and see. So this is what happens: is you go to the Mick Foley show, and you wear your Von Erich shirt. Are you guys listening out in the world? You wear your Von Erich shirt, and then you meet people like, Holly and Kathy or whoever. And he also got to meet Mick, which is cool. Yay Foley, but whatever. He got to meet Holly and Kathy, so that's even cooler.
I know.
But yeah, it's like that kind of stuff. So I've decided it might be his year.
Oh,
I feel like last year was my year. I feel like this might be his year of all the cool stuff, So
that's how you start off 2015.
Hey, there you go. Although it is my 30th year class reunion this year, so I'm kind of going to be tagging it for my whole class too. But still, Jose is off to an amazing start with that deal last night. And he also got to meet Holly's husband, Nick, which was way cool.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And go ahead.
What was that?
Oh, I was just saying, I thought I interrupted you, and you were going to say something about him meeting the husband and whatnot.
Oh, no. I mean, I was talking to Jose about it, and man, yeah, he sent me the picture of my Aunt Kathy and my cousin Holly, and my cousin Holly and Lacey. They were so sweet to us coming up when we were growing up and stuff. I remember Lacey used to, when she would sleep over, I was about 5 or 6, and she'd wake up real early, and she would make me breakfast. We'd jump on the trampoline, and we would just her and I were so close. And Holly was a track star. I remember she was such a great athlete. And we want to connect with them soon again. We miss them as our family,
Exactly. Well, I see that along the lines of, the Lord is just doing good things for you guys left and right. And I hate how people like to just talk about the bad things that have happened in the past with the family, and I always turn them around real quick, and I'm like, hello, have you been paying attention? Do you not see all the blessings and the wonderful things that are happening? Yes, some bad things went down, and like your dad is always saying, if everything was good for you and you were always up on the high all the time and you were always at the top of the mountain, you would never really appreciate what it was like to be on that mountain because you'd never been in a valley. So.
Yes, ma'am, and that is so true, and it's those are really our wise words, and it's awesome to see that what my dad's gone through, and he still has his feet on the stone, and the fact that he still says today God is good with that trial that he had and everything that he went through. We're blessed to have a father like that, and we really do look up to him. Every word he says, we know it's true and it's right, and everything he says to us comes out of the goodness of his heart. He has no bad intent. He supported us every step we've made. We could have been trash men, and he would be Team Ross and Marshall the whole time.
Him and my other 2,000 or 3,000 friends, no big deal. So.
Hey, Claudia, I did want to let you know that our good buddy Catherine is on the line holding.
Yeah. Well, then let her talk because I have taken way too much of you guys' time. I love you.
Oh, no, it's okay. You know what? You deserve this time because you've been a great help to us in spreading the word, and I know Ross and Marshall love you, and so does Kevin. Kevin's an amazing man as well. And absolutely, you took as much time as you needed, and we don't mind that. I'm going to go ahead and put you back on hold, and we'll chat here with the fellas here for a few more minutes, and then I'll bring Catherine on.
Awesome.
All right. Now, Nate, I know before you got cut off there, you were starting to go into a question for the guys. I'm going to let you go ahead and finish that question.
Yeah, I was starting to go into a question. First of all, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
All right, starting to sound like the Verizon man. But I was going to ask a question about Texas wrestling, but I'll put a pin in that because I want to piggyback off of something that Claudia just brought up and, talking about you guys and your faith. And one of my favorite all-time wrestlers is the man called Sting, and it's no secret. He makes no secret about his struggles as well as the strength that he gets from his faith. So I want to know, in terms of your faith and the wrestling business, have you guys seen any issues brought up, when it comes to being men of faith?
Wrestling itself, it's not a beautiful business. We've especially in Japan, there's been towns and there's been towns that are crazy and stuff, and we've been, they'll try to take us out to crazy places, and there's times where it's hard, because we're both married now, and being around things, a town that's so dirty. I'm not saying Japan is dirty, but there's some, just like any other place, there's bad parts. And being around a bunch of homesick wrestlers, that just want to get away from it. You can laugh it up with the guys. To an extent, but sometimes things would get pretty crazy. But honestly, for both of us, Ross and I both. I feel like being in Japan, being away from all distractions, like our cell phones didn't work, so we couldn't really talk to family or anything. That brought us so much closer to God than anything because I really had no distractions. I was so homesick that the longest I've been away from home was 2 weeks before a football camp, and I was 18 and I got thrown into the wrestling thing, and it was 3 months, boom, 3 months, and I went 2 weeks without talking to anybody, and it was like, I was afraid that they didn't know I was okay or anything, and so the biggest mistake I made was going to the office and asking if I could call home for a little bit. I called home, and as soon as I heard my family's voice, I was like, screw that. That's going to make me homesick. I couldn't even hear my mom and dad's voice. So I had to. Okay, I got to man up. I said, God, I need you right now. I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm representing my father, my uncles, and my grandfather. If I go home, it's going to look weak. Make me strong. And we Ross and I both, we completely depended on each other the entire time, each other and God, and that's what we needed right now. Ross and I are best friends, and that's awesome that your brother is your best friend. We prefer to hang out with each other than friends. That's how God made it. So that's why I know that's something we have that other tag teams may not have. We have that brother connection. That brother connection that I know what he's going to say. I know his next move. He knows my next move. He knows exactly what I'm going to say. It's the fact that God put us through that. Now we can read each other so well. I say that makes us a powerful tag team. God does everything for a reason. So God is good.
Wow, that's a great explanation.
I have to say, this is Kevin Von Erich here. I'm just walking by and listening, but I want to tell you, as far as I just heard what my son was saying about, it's almost an ESP in the ring what brothers have, and I'm sure glad to see these two have it. I can't wait for them to be unleashed on the world. Here he comes. Nice talking to everybody. Good night. That's Kevin here.
All right, Kevin.
There's a cameo.
But Ross and Marshall, if it's okay with you, I'd like to
bring her on.
All righty. Catherine, you are on the air with the boys. How you doing?
Hello, guys. How are you?
Hey, we're good. Catherine, how are you doing?
I'm awake in the middle of the morning to say hell yeah.
Oh, man. Are you eating those Mars bars?
No, yuck.
Well, all the ones you sent me are already gone.
What?
Yes, ma'am. They taste too good.
I don't like those. I don't know how you eat them.
Oh, well, if they didn't taste so good, I don't know that little gift package you sent us. That thing disappeared fast.
There you go.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And for those who don't know, Catherine is one of the biggest Von Erich fans as well, along with Claudia and so many others. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Catherine. You had your question. Go ahead.
Israel. I'm not making it to Israel. They're going to get me sacked.
I'm sorry. The phone's breaking up. I couldn't hear exactly what. Can you say it one more time?
I said Israel. I won't make it to Israel. I'll be sacked. Or else I'll have to start gambling abroad.
We'll take a whole bunch of videos and we'll send it to you so you can see.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, the Von Erichs love their fans.
Oh, we do. We do indeed. We're a family. We are one huge international family. You know that, Felix? Nate, you will know that very soon.
Yes. Catherine definitely is a wonderful lady.
She is. She really, she really has helped us out so much, just with encouragement and the message that she sends, and all the messages that the fans send. We may not be able to respond to all of them, but we really do read all the messages that they send, and it's crazy how much love there is. It really is. It'd be dumb for us not to not pursue this wrestling dream with how much people believe into us and believe in us, and we thought about it, and it's going to be a great testimony to have one day, and that's why we want to pursue this dream, is how much of these people believe in us and love us. It's like having a whole bunch of moms and dads out there now, because they're such loyal fans. They've been around so long. It's awesome.
Yes, it is. Catherine, did you have any other questions for the boys?
I wanted to ask the lads, taking back to the event in Mesquite, were we loud enough?
What was that last part?
Were we loud enough?
We're getting real bad static on our side.
Yeah, Catherine, if you can still hear us, we did lose connection there. I'm sorry. At this point, the phone line was a little hard to hear, so we will move on. I do apologize, Catherine, if you are still listening. If you would like to try to call back, feel free to. We'll keep it going here. A gentleman who called in and spoke to your father when we had him last month. He is a referee, and he definitely had a great conversation with your dad, so I'm going to go ahead and bring him on and let him chat with you guys for a second here. Alan, you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Okay, loud and clear.
Hi, guys.
Hey, sir.
I'm doing well. This is Ref Allen from Mesquite.
We remember you. We remember. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm glad y'all remember. I had a question. I was kind of curious, and you kind of mentioned it. You touched on it a while ago. Your dad and your uncles were great tag teams. Do y'all have any plans for doing any singles matches?
We in Japan we did quite a bit of single matches, and we love single matches as well. They're fun, but if that's what they're calling us to do, then yeah, we'll do it if they want single matches. But the way I see it is we're brothers, and we this whole thing is about brotherhood, and that's what our family's been about, is a brotherhood, and right. we love being a tag team. I almost feel like now that the more matches we have, the the more matches we have, it's getting more and more fun. And Ross and I, we are constantly just working on each other to get each other better. I think I've had more single matches with Ross than anybody, just training and just training and working out. We're always wrestling around. We're just staying ready. But yeah, if the future, if a single match comes, then yeah, we would love to. We would definitely go that route. But we prefer tag team. We like it. We like the whole brotherhood, the whole connection, and we love facing great tag teams like the Wolves. Like that they were a great tag team, and that was probably one of the funnest matches we've had. Them and also Shane Hayes and Mikey Nichols up in Pro Wrestling Noah. We debuted against them in Japan, and those guys taught us so much, and we just those are two guys that we really look up to as well. Right.
Well, I wanted to touch on a couple of things. One, first of all, I hope they're both listening, but hi, Claudia, and hi, Catherine. I guess you guys I guess all three of us kind of fall in the same category with Catherine because some of the treats that she has sent me from Ireland are just absolutely delicious.
Oh, she's sending you too? Oh, man.
I kind of get a care package every now and then myself, and she's just a really sweet lady. And Claudia, every time she hears something about you guys, she lets us know, and we try to put everything out there we can about when you guys are going to be wrestling over here, or when y'all going to be on Pipebomb, or even on VE Nation Radio. We just try to get the word out there. And Marshall, I want to tell you, I saw that picture today, and I think you commented on it, but that was an awesome sight with you on top of that mountain.
Man, my wife actually got that. I was it's called Sleeping Giant. I was begging. I was begging her to let me, because I wanted to go alone, because it sounds kind of strange, but sometimes I like to go. I like to pray in scary spots, because when you're up at the top of that mountain, it's so beautiful, but it's so scary and powerful. And I kind of feel like that's how it is, in the presence of God. He's so big and powerful, but he's beautiful, and that's kind of why I like to, go somewhere far away where I'm away from everything, and just be alone and just listen. And
right.
And I was so glad she got that picture too. And I saw her down there, and she was a little speck, and she took the picture, and I was at the mountain peak. But Ross is actually that we went up there a couple months ago, and the reason I went there because I'm terrified of heights. I hate heights. Ross he went over there, and he was scaling the side of the mountain. He was completely scaling it without any harness or anything, and people really thought that he was going to die because his feet were hanging off, and he was just and he's not afraid of that kind of stuff. He just did it. And with me, like if I'm in that situation, I kind of just freeze up. But he's a lot better with heights than I am.
Right. I can definitely relate to that. I do want to make an apology to you guys and your dad. My wife and I haven't been out to the cemetery lately, but we're planning on going out pretty soon and doing a little work on the headstones, cleaning them up and everything. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm going to listen in. And I can't wait to see you guys again, and I hope one of these times I get to referee one of your matches.
I appreciate it, Alan. Thanks a lot.
All right, y'all take care. Thank you.
Well, that was cool. Very nice, very nice. Nate, did you have any questions that you wanted to ask before we go in and switch? I'm going to take one more call, but we'll do it after Nate's question if you have one.
Yeah, my question, to the fellas is basically, you talked about lineage, you talked about having a history, and you guys have the unique position of not only having that Von Erich name, which still means a lot, as we saw last year, at that TNA pay-per-view, it still means a lot to fans today, but you also got a Texas legacy with the Funks, with the Guerreros, with Stone Cold Steve Austin, so many great performers that have come out of that state. Do you guys ever feel the pressure of having to, kind of be the next generation to bear that banner?
Well, it all depends on how you look at it. If we looked at it like pressure, then we probably wouldn't be as great because who is there's only a few people that are great under pressure, and if we try not to pressure ourselves at all, because this is the door that God's been opening, and the fact that our father and our grandfather, they had such an impact in this business, we know that this is God given. That the things that we've done so far have been completely Him, not us at all. Because honestly, I hate to say this, we're airheads. The fact that God put us into this, God put us into this, and He's just making things come together, and that so many great wrestlers came out of Texas, and the fact that sometimes I'll hear a lot of the guys say that my dad and his brothers influenced them. I love hearing that kind of stuff, but we really pressure. I feel like if I felt any kind of pressure, it's not from that. It's not from my filling in my grandfather's shoes, my uncle's shoes, because we have a lot of traits that they carry. Honestly, I feel like the Von Erichs are back. My Uncle Kerry, my Uncle Dave, my Uncle Mike, my Uncle Chris, my dad. They're all back, but they're in us right now. And when we're in the ring, we want to portray that. We want to portray that the Von Erichs are back. We're alive and we're well. Because we do. It's a blood thing. And people say they see our uncles in us all the time. So we want to portray that. We want to portray that in the ring. And I notice the more the more natural I am in the ring, the more people say that. But if I try to put on a different, if I try to put on a I don't know, like move a different way, or try to have a different style, it comes off awkward and weird. But if I try to, just move natural, I'm gonna be me. That's when people say, hey, you move just like your grandfather. Oh, Ross looks just like his Uncle Kerry or your Uncle Kerry. Things like that. It's awesome to hear that kind of thing. But I kind of went off topic. But yeah. I don't think we feel any pressure for anything.
Yeah. Well, we definitely could though. I mean, but it's hard not to sometimes. I agree. There's a ton of talent out of Texas, and those would be huge shoes to fill if we were trying to do that.
I actually am curious because I know, in my case, I always ask this of a lot of the guys, the wrestling legends, and even the youngsters as well. You guys are still fairly, obviously, very young. But I mean, it's a good question to ask. Have you guys ever thought about you guys and your dad sitting down and seriously considering maybe doing your own podcast? Because you know what, you'd have a following. I can guarantee you that. Even if it doesn't necessarily have to be talking about wrestling either.
It's funny you say that. I actually was considering that the other day. It would be cool to have like a podcast, and I would love to, I'd love to talk to other wrestlers and stuff. And so many wrestlers I met in Japan have their own podcasts and stuff. And I know one guy we met in Japan, Cole Cabana. He has his own podcast and is really successful and stuff. And he's telling us about it, and I was like, man, it sounds like a fun thing to do, because anybody who loves wrestling loves listening to other wrestlers talk and their view of the business and because everyone has different experience and different views. And honestly, from a lot of podcasts I've heard, I get to hear so much about my family that stories that my dad didn't know and stuff like that. So it's really cool. I would consider that one day.
Yeah, definitely.
Hello.
We would definitely love to help you guys out if you need it or if you like it. We have the experience, I can tell you. Since I've created this 3 years ago, we've definitely come a long way. And if you guys ever decide it, we're here if you need it.
Oh man, God bless you. Definitely, you'll be the first to know.
Awesome. And my second part of my question I wanted to touch on is, what are your thoughts? I mean, if you were approached, then you know what? Nowadays in the wrestling business, it's almost become cliche to say this, never say never, but the day that comes and you guys get to WWE reaches out to you guys, is that something that you guys are looking to possibly dip into at one point in your career, or would you say not yet, maybe sometime down the line, but maybe not just yet?
Personally, right now, I feel like God has us going in a different direction right now, but things can change. Things could change in a couple of years, but right now we're comfortable with where we're at right now, and I know we'll probably have some bigger announcements in February and March and stuff for everybody, and we'll let everybody know that. But right now we're happy with where we're at in the position that we're in right now. But yeah, I mean, I'm never going to say never because I don't know what tomorrow brings. But right now, we're comfortable with where we're at, but wherever we get put, we're gonna do our best. We're gonna go all out. We want to bring the Von Erich. We do want to bring the Von Erich name back. We want the name to be the name. We don't want the name to be forgotten. And my dad and my uncles and my grandfather, they worked so hard for that name and for what they did, and we would be fools to throw it away. So that's what we want to do. It's a family business. We want to follow. We want to follow in the footsteps, and whatever door opens, we'll go through it. We'll kick it in.
Awesome.
Very cool. Very cool. And you guys are doing a great job upholding that family name. And we talked earlier about your match with the Wolves. As a fan of tag team wrestling myself, one of the things that I kind of look at with today's product that I kind of miss from the 80s and 90s is, tag team they don't have the importance in the WWE or some other companies that they used to. And I think, you guys, you said you're committed to the tag team thing. That's a really cool thing. I applaud you for that. But let's talk about dream matches. I think there's a team out there in TNA that is one of the greatest tag teams of all time that is recently reunited, and that's the Hardy Boys. Would you guys love to get in the ring with Matt and Jeff?
Yes, sir. We would. Those brothers, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy. And when we were kids, we always. I know this sounds like a fan thing to say, but we would always on the trampoline and stuff. We would always we were the Hardy Boys. We were the Von Erichs too. Don't get me wrong, we were the Von Erichs too, but we would always wrestle, and we loved Jeff and Matt Hardy. That would be a dream come true. I hope I wouldn't be starstruck in the ring.
How you doing, Matt?
I am doing wonderful, Felix. How you doing, Marshall and Ross? Matt from Shreveport, Louisiana.
How are you? How are you doing?
I am doing wonderful, sir. And I want to tell you before I give y'all guys a question, it is an honor and a privilege to speak with you and your brother this evening. And I have an amazing question to ask you guys. What was it like in Texas walking out in an amazing crowd at Slammiversary going against the bromance of Dixie Daughters and Dion Ion? What was that like?
It really was. It was so awesome. Just being that whole atmosphere. That's one promotion that we really do love. Everything about it. They were so just family oriented. It was like I've never seen something I've never seen before. We're so used to Japan where the wrestlers are kind of to themselves and stuff, but everyone really is just like family. And then when we got out there to see that crowd and how the people were and how much the fact that we were in Texas, it was beautiful to see, and it was beautiful to be in, and that's something we kind of needed. It reassured us, that there's people still out there and they love the Von Erichs, and it was definitely a confidence booster, and just being out there, and then the fact that we got to firsthand see my dad get in the ring, see him throw a punch, see him stick the claw. It was just, I was not only his son but a fan watching it. It was awesome seeing my dad out there, and your hero is doing his thing, and the fact that he still lives and he's doing it. It was crazy, and the crowd was they got deafening, when he stuck the claw, and it was so awesome to watch. It was and the fact that after the match we went in the locker room and we all three just stared at each other. We didn't say a word. We couldn't believe it. We just hugged. We were like, man, this is what it's all about. And we finally told my dad, okay, so this is why you love it so much. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank y'all for answering my question. I was going to tell you one more question before I go off for the evening.
All right.
Did your dad come to Shreveport, Louisiana, about with the Mid-South promotion?
not that I know of. He would know. I'm sorry. I really do. I don't know. I don't know. He would. I would have to ask him. I don't know where he is though. I'm sorry.
It's okay, guys. Well, I want to thank y'all for answering my question this evening. It was an honor and a privilege to speak with you guys.
Thank you so much, and God bless Louisiana. Thank you for calling in.
Oh, you're very welcome. Felix, Nate, you guys have a great night, and I will listen in on the other side.
All right. Nate, you take care. Or, I'm sorry, not Nate. Hello, Matt. I'm thinking Nate was leaving me already too. Hello. All right, guys. You know what? We kept you on here long enough. You guys were sports. You guys answered some great questions. Got to reminisce with some great fans. What's coming up for you guys in the future here? Where the Von Erich Nation can see you next? And if there's you guys got social media, please by all means plug away.
Yeah, well, we both have Twitters, Ross and Marshall Von Erich. But we're going to keep everybody updated. We will have some announcements to make February and March, so everyone stay posted with that. And there's still some more things we got to figure out. But yeah, I know there's some shows coming up pretty soon, and we'll let everybody know. And we just want to let everybody know, God bless you guys. Thank you so much for supporting us. It really, they've heard this so many times, but really from the bottom of our heart, we really are so grateful for the loyalty that, it's not fans, it's family. It really is. It's crazy. And that's one thing that my dad told us and to always remember is, treat them like people. And that's why he did take time out to sit with people and talk with them and treat them like people, because they are people. They love the business. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here, and that's really what it's all about. And I hate to say this, but, it seems like some of the wrestlers forgot about it, so some of them, but it's really such a blessing to be in the position we're in right now.
Very well said. Very well said. Because
Felix, you mind if I ask Marshall one last question real quick?
Please go ahead, man. Please go ahead.
Hey, Marshall, brother, I understand it's a tribute, and I dig it, and I respect it, and I love it. But, man, you ever think about putting on some boots? Because I imagine those mats aren't easy on the feet.
I'm always trying to talk him into it.
I know Ross is always trying to get me to wear boots, but okay, I've been barefoot my entire life. A lot of people are think I do it just because my dad did, but no, I've been kicked out of so many restaurants for not wearing shoes. It happens constantly. I hate shoes so much. I think they were a terrible invention. But I'll wear slippers or flip flops every now and then. But the barefoot thing, I feel more comfortable in the ring. I love doing it, except when you step on a cigarette butt or you step on a piece of glass. That kind of sucks. But besides that, I hate wearing shoes, not let alone boots. Ross is going to start wearing boots. He was wearing kick pads and wrestling shoes, but he's going to start wearing boots now. And I tried them on, and I felt like I was wearing ankle weights.
That's definitely a great story there. You know what, guys? You guys are always awesome to speak with. You guys always speak from the heart, and you guys are just appreciative for what you have, and just hopeful. You guys just have such a positive vibe about you guys, and it's just enjoyable to have a conversation with you guys and just have that positive atmosphere with everybody who's called in. And it's been an honor, and I can't thank you guys enough for hanging in there with us for about an hour, almost an hour now. You guys, I wish you guys all the best. I look for you guys to do some good big things in the future, wherever you go. And who knows, you may even be working out of Jeff Jarrett's organization out in Japan. You never know. I say never say never.
You never know. What's next? But we're open for anything. It's been a fun ride so far.
And I have to say, you guys come from an amazing family. Your father is one of my all-time favorites. Definitely Nate's all-time favorite. Nothing but love and respect for you guys. And we wish you the best. And thank you again for hanging in there with us tonight.
We appreciate it. God bless you guys. Thank you so much.
Not a problem. You have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Von Erich Nation, we thank you guys for tuning in. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. Let's delve back into Monday Night Raw. We were talking about it a little bit. And, the message broke on I think it was purposely broke. Obviously, WWE were trying their ratings and their viewership has been really low, and they knew the best way to get attention for people to pay attention to their product again is mention somebody who they've been wanting to see get acknowledged in the WWE Hall of Fame. The one man who seemingly had been blackballed, ignored, whatever you want to call it, the Macho Man Randy Savage. Now, over the years, Lanny had talked about not allowing this to happen because he wanted to honor his family's wishes. And you know what? I have a great respect for that man because he stuck to his guns. And then all of a sudden he realized, and I was reading in an interview he did, he had said, he realized he is the older brother now. He is the patriarch of the family. And why deprive the fans of what they've been wanting to see for years and years and years and years and years? Let him just go in, and as much as it pains me that that Angelo and Lanny will not get that recognition they truly, really deserve, the fan in me is grateful to see Randy get that recognition finally. Finally.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, any wrestling Hall of Fame that doesn't contain the Macho Man Randy Savage, it's invalid in my opinion. Because you're talking about one of the greatest in-ring workers ever and one of the greatest guys on the mic. And, we love Lanny on this show, and I hope that someday the family gets inducted as well because Angelo deserves it, Lanny deserves it, and I hope WWE does the right thing. But, it is a good moment that the Macho Man finally gets the praise that he deserves because the fans have wanted this for so long.
Yeah, they have. I've been one of them. And I know Facebook has been running rampant since the story broke yesterday. And, it'll be good to see. And I'm proud to say I will be there live to watch it happen. I just, and it's times like this that I really wish.
Quick question. Since you are going to be there live, who do you think they get to induct him? Do you think they get Hogan to induct him? Do you think?
It's already been told that Hogan's going to be the one to induct him.
Oh, Hogan's going to induct him? Okay.
I don't like it. I don't agree with it.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it be Lanny, but
Well, no. If he's going to be there, and I'm questioning whether or not he will be. I hope he is because I'd love to sit and chat with him finally and meet him for the first time. But I would have preferred, honestly, over Hogan because Hogan is such a. He's always been the kind of guy that's will elbow you in the throat, cut your throat just to get over you, and this is more publicity for him. I'm sorry, you know what? For the Hogan fans out there, he is one of the biggest names and will always be one of the biggest names in wrestling. But when it comes to something like this, all it is publicity for him. Yes, he was a part of the Mega Powers, but you know what? They basically they hated each other for years. And only the only ones that truly know if they'd made up were the people in that doctor's office and Randy. Hogan has been known to twist the truth for years. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. I'm sorry. You know what? I used to be a Hulkamaniac, but when I realized the kind of man Hogan really is, it just what I lost all respect for him. I'm sorry. I just don't have any respect for him.
You talking about the Hulk Hogan that tried out for Metallica? That guy?
Well, I'm also talking about the Hogan that decided to badmouth Warrior after Warrior died.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. The man goes into business for himself, and this is just giving him the publicity that he wants. Oh, yeah, Macho Man forever kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
If they're not going to let Lanny do it, why not let, if Lanny's not going to be the guy, why not give it to Ricky Steamboat? Because that truly was one of the Macho Man's greatest moments in the WWF/WWE, that match with Ricky Steamboat.
See, that would have been a better inductor into the Hall of Fame. Who would receive it on behalf of the family? It would only be natural if it were Lanny, and I know Lanny is so old school that he won't necessarily come right out and say, you know what, I'm going to be there and do it. He kept a secret for obviously all this time, knowingly that he probably knew that already when we spoke to him that his brother was given the nod to go in. Obviously, he's old school. He's not going to tell us nothing. Come on, people. I know that. Nate knows that. We all know that.
Yep.
But if he's going to be the one to receive it on behalf of the family, I still don't expect him to come right out and say it. I don't. And I just hope that that I do get to see him and visit with him and thank him for being such a great guy and one of the nicest, most well-spoken men I've ever had the pleasure of speaking with, and more than once. I've called him and talked to him on the phone. I've sent him text messages. Just an all-around nice guy. Really, truly, really is. Yeah,
and the first time I ever got to talk to Lanny was when we had him on the show, and you could just hear the genuine emotion in his voice, hear the sincerity, how he felt about his father, how he felt about his brother, how he felt about his own career. And it's like, you just want good things for people like that, people that care about this business and people that care about being a good person, which, as we know in the world of wrestling, there's a lot of people that don't really care about being a good person.
Yeah, very much so. But as far as the stories go, a big shout out to our Wildcat guys. We got to see former guests Buku Dao and Mike Dell on Monday Night Raw. Mike Dell was the psychiatrist, which was one of the weirdest skits I'd ever seen, but it was entertaining. I will say that. Yeah, it is weird that you sit down to pee. Okay. You know what? It was entertaining. I hats off to the Wildcat guys. They are definitely some of the best guys out there. One of the best schools going out in the South is definitely Wildcat. And Buku Dao actually was the one competing against the Ascension. He was the little Asian dude that they were making fun of. I don't know if you caught that match or not. Because people are really upset with the Ascension, with them bad-mouthing the Road Warriors and Demolition, and but that's just their way of getting over. I mean, I know I'm bad-mouthing them too, but whatever.
Yeah, like I understand what they said in that promo a couple weeks ago just to get heat. It's wrestling, I get it. I'm more offended by the fact that these guys just aren't that interesting. Like, why are they on my TV screen, Felix?
They're trying to give them something different. The paint, the muscular, the whole look. They're trying to give something different than what you normally would see in a tag team wrestling. I mean, we had gone from the Usos to the awkwardness of Star and Goldust, now to the brutally weird Ascension.
Yeah.
And then the storyline continues now with the Fired Angles, which, you know what, I'm going to see where it goes. It's kind of gotten silly because there's speculation now they're going to join TNA and whatever, dude. Come on, if you all really going to believe that, you all need to go get your head examined.
Yeah.
And then, with the Authority back around, I still say it's too soon, but you know what, I'm going to see where this goes. The contract signing, do any contract signing ever go off without a hitch? Do they ever go through perfectly? No. Come on. What did you think of the contract signing?
And weddings. Contract signings and weddings never go well in wrestling.
Amen to that, man. I mean, that was, you know what? They needed to bring Brock back because he'd been gone pretty much the rest of the year, last year. And putting Seth Rollins in gives it an interesting twist because nobody really knows who's going to win now, because speculation was nobody wants to see Cena win it. They'd like to see Brock drop it to maybe Daniel Bryan or Roman Reigns or maybe even Seth Rollins. Hell, I mean, it is possible because they're still saying, because Brock hasn't signed a new contract yet, that after WrestleMania he's done.
Yeah, like I'm not a betting man, Felix, but we've got Cena, we've got Lesnar, we've got Rollins, and I would actually put my money on Rollins walking out of the Royal Rumble with the title because he's got a couple different ways to win it. He can either win it straight up by pinning Cena or Lesnar, which I don't think is going to happen, but I think you'll see Cena beat Lesnar for the title, Lesnar gets pissed off and jacks Cena up, and then immediately after we see Seth Rollins cash in that briefcase.
Because, honestly, does anybody really want to see Cena win it for a 16th time? What the hell is the point? I mean, really. Everybody bragged for years for Ric Flair being the 16-time world champion, and now Cena's going to beat that or tie that. What the hell's the point?
Yeah, like Felix, I miss Austin, but I like talking to someone that's closer to my age because the reference from the old presidential debate or vice presidential debate, and I'm looking at John Cena. Like, John Cena, I know Ric Flair. I watched Ric Flair. John Cena, you're no Ric Flair.
Amen. He may be able to drink like Ric Flair, but he's no 60-minute man when it comes to getting out there and wrestling. Let me tell you.
No, not
and people are going to have their opinions about Flair. It's only natural. I get it. Flair ain't everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. Because you know what, Hogan's not my cup of tea. He's just not.
Here's the thing, though, Felix. Like people like Ric Flair is one of those guys, like the Macho Man, that transcends wrestling. I don't know if you're a football fan, but over the weekend the NFL playoffs happened, and Colts.
I heard something mentioned
Broncos.
about that.
Yes,
they were doing some kind of thing for Ric Flair or something.
Yeah, they got a routine after every win where the leader of the defense goes through and they do the whole Ric Flair routine. They're like, I'm a jet flying, woo, limousine riding, woo, wheeling dealing, woo, kiss stealing, woo, son of a gun. Now give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair, woo, and that's like that. Like, Ric Flair is part of the mainstream consciousness. He's part of pop culture. John Cena, I have no disrespect for the man as a worker, the man as a professional, but he's never going to be that type of figure that is like Flair or Hogan or Macho.
Yeah, that's pretty much true right there. Although I will say his impression of Randy was pretty good. I'll give him credit. It was pretty good. Although I enjoyed Roman Reigns' it was pretty good.
I like Jay Lethal better.
Good. Which one?
Jay Lethal. Give me Black Machismo any day of the
week. Oh, yes. Put him in the ring with a Ric Flair and give him a woo-off, too. But overall, Raw wasn't too bad. They're going to start to pick things up. I see it happening because with the Raw reunion, it's a go-home show to the Rumble. And then we got the Rumble, one of my favorite events of the year. And you know what? I really think that one day, maybe not anytime soon, and it's like I said, I can throw it out there hundreds of times. It's cliche, but never say never. I can't say that I don't expect them to ever show up in WWE, but somewhere down the line, I think it'll happen from Ross and Marshall. May not be a long-term thing, maybe even just one-night thing. Maybe at a Rumble. They'll pop in for the Rumble and be a bigger thing for, maybe if they're in Texas for a Rumble one year or something.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the Ascension. I'd much rather see Ross and Marshall in that tag division than the Ascension because, I think that they can be a better, more useful part of that roster than the Ascension who, God bless them, they've got the look, but I don't think that they excite the fans the way that these third-generation Von Erich boys could.
Amen to that. These guys have got an amazing following, and and for Ross and Marshall, if they listen to the rest of the show, the offer still stands. We love to help out people who are wanting to get into the podcast world. We're not podcast one, nor do we ever claim to be, but something to give the fans something is always what we enjoy doing. I mean, I'll give you an example. Not Your Mama's Radio Show on Thursday nights. It's been doing phenomenal things. These guys have just picked up momentum on their own. On their own. I don't know who said that. Johnny. What's that comedian's name? John. Oh gosh, I can't think of the name of the guy. But, anyways, yeah, momentum. He talks like that. What can I say? But to see Ross and Marshall and Kevin sit down maybe an hour a week or whatever, I think the fans would get a kick out of it. I think they'd enjoy call in, talk to fans, not weirdos.
Yes.
But Austin is having some fun in SmackDown, watching the SmackDown move to Thursday nights in Baton Rouge. So hopefully he's having some fun out there. And it's I told him, I said, is it coincidence? Something comes up every time. But you know what? It's okay. That's why there's 3 of us. When one is not here, the other 2 got him, or if 2's not here, one can handle it. Hell, I did it before many times on my own.
Felix, I do have a question though. I'm still new to the Pipebomb family, and I'm wondering if we've got a budget set aside for bail money because I think Austin may get arrested stalking the Authority at SmackDown.
It's funny you should say that because he did say he was definitely looking forward to seeing him. Hopefully he listens to this part, and I think he'll get a kick out of that. And hopefully it's not from listening from jail. Well, you never know.
Well, if you're in jail, you might as well listen to the show.
But overall, I think tonight's show was really great. the fact that we could mix it up with the fans and let them just have some fun, asking some questions, reminiscing. Claudia definitely was number one on my list. Catherine, she was a little hard to hear, the phone connection, because she was calling all the way from Ireland. I am really sorry, Catherine, for the lost connection there. The phone connection was really choppy, and we couldn't hear much, but we thank you so much for calling in. And well, I'll be doggone. Austin is back in town. What do you know?
Well.
Well, no, he just messaged me right now. Maybe he'll call in. Who knows? But overall, the show was good. I thought, we're working on next week's guests, but I do want to plug Thursday's show. It's been when it got mentioned last week, it blew up, and I think it gave it almost the same kind of competition that tonight's show was given, because the tonight's show was blown up pretty heavy, and tweets and retweets and favorites and you name it. But this Thursday night, Not Your Mama's Radio Show welcomes Mr. Monday Night. He was a former Mr. Money in the Bank. He was the only man to hold the ECW and WWE titles simultaneously. Rob Van Dam comes to the show Thursday night.
Yes. One of the all-time greats, if you were a fan of wrestling during the Monday Night Wars of the Attitude Era. Like, this dude, he was, like, I've always been a fan of RVD, but if you see the style now in ROH, the style now in PWG, like, a lot of that has been influenced by guys like ROH and RVD, and the Hardy Boys, just that extreme style, that high-flying style. And, RVD not only did it when he was the youngster, but he did it, recently, like when he was in TNA, won the World Championship. So that's going to be a big-time episode of Not Your Mama's Radio Show.
Oh, yeah. These guys definitely got some plans they're going to be working on, and I think the fans are going to get a kick out of it. They're going to be showing up all over the they'll be showing up at the New England Fan Fest next summer. They're doing something up in Boston. I know, what's his name? Oscar's got some initiative he's pushing that's been really going good for him, and I think they're coming up here next month, if I'm not mistaken. I'll double check, and I'm sure they'll mention it again on Thursday or as we get closer to it. But overall, show went good.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if he's going to call in. I don't know if he will. We're running a little low on time, but we got time.
This is I just want to say, like, this is my first time talking to Ross and Marshall. I know you guys have had the boys on before, but just hearing how grounded they are, and we've seen second and third generation stars before, and a lot of those guys that are second and third generation stars have a sense of entitlement because of who their daddies were. But you don't get any of that from Ross and Marshall, and I really appreciate that as a fan.
Oh, no. These guys, when I had them on last time, it was me and Daniel Moody, the son of Paul Bear. And he, because of Paul's close relationship with the Von Erichs, I thought it was what a fitting way to do this and to have him join me and talk with the guys. And he got to, and, we asked some questions. It was fun. It was nice. But I felt it was time, considering we got Kevin on in December. And Kevin, he's just a phenomenal man. He's, excuse me, taking Austin's phrases and so forth. But what can I say? Kevin's just an amazing guy. Very, very thankful. And maybe they get it from their dad. He's one of the most grounded people I've ever heard, and just so blessed and thankful for everything that he's had in life and continues to have. And now that he's older and pretty much retired from the ring, he's all about his boys. And that's so good to see, because you know what? When it comes right down to it, through thick and thin, it's all about family.
Yeah, and if you tuned in late, you missed an awesome cameo by Papa Kevin, which is really cool. I've always been a fan of the Von Erich family. Kevin and Kerry were two of my favorites when I was growing up. And from talking to him in December and just, the way that he, just gushes about his boys and how proud he is of the men that they've become, I really I never thought it'd be possible to like Kevin Von Erich more, but I'm totally in the camp of Von Erich Nation. So Claudia, you can sign me up for one of them T-shirts right now.
If there's anybody that can fill you in on the happenings, she'd be the one. But you know what? Let's go ahead and bring things to a close. As I mentioned, you guys will definitely be the first to know as who we got that we're set up for next week. We are definitely working on some big guests coming. And as soon as we know, we will post it up on our social media everywhere you can think of. We hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. I did. I know Nate did. It's just a lot of fun. It really was. It was very easy and just enjoyable because these guys are just so positive about life and their outlooks and on their future and so forth. Those kind of interviews are always enjoyable to have. But, Nate, I know you got your show you want to plug. Plug away, my friend. I know you got some things you guys are going to be doing pretty quick here. Let's hear about it.
Yeah, I got a couple plugs in the works. And, again, shout out to Ross and Marshall for a great show. Technical difficulties and idiots aside, it was a great hour of wrestling talk. But, yeah, if you're interested in wrestling, you can, of course, hear me on Pipebomb Radio. But I also have a new gig, Brother Felix. I am now the official co-host of Review and Impact with former WWE writer Brian Mann, and you can find that on Live Audio Wrestling every Saturday. So that's a new show we're going to be starting up. Yeah, we're going to be starting that up this week with TNA's Move to Destination America. We're bringing that show back. And if you're a sports fan, you can check me out on the Kings of Sport, kingsofsport.com, facebook.com/Kings of Sport, and CosPod, KOS_POD on Twitter. It's myself and Marcus Vanderberg. And this week we're talking about NCAA football. We're talking about the NFL playoffs. And we'll probably have a couple crazy stories here and there. But, Kings of Sport and Review and Impact. And, of course, you can catch me every Tuesday on Pipebomb Radio.
There you go. Like a normal announcer would say, only on Pipebomb Radio Network. There you go. Overall, though, been a great night. We're going to go ahead and call it an end here. Next week, Austin will be back with us. Oh, Lord. Mr. Opinion himself, he'll be back. He'll be back. No. Lord help us all. Hey, caramba.
I thought he got fired. With Ziggler and Ryback.
One can only hope. No, I'm kidding. We welcome you back, pal. Until next week, everybody, make sure you check us out on pipebombradio.net. We are on iTunes, Pipebomb Radio. You can't miss us. We've got probably the most shows out there with all the other fakes that want to be Pipebomb Radio, but they ain't. And, we are on iTunes. We're on YouTube. We're on Daily Motion now, folks. We are on Daily Motion. We're converting a lot of our YouTube videos over to Daily Motion, catching it up, making sure we're spreading the word of Pipebomb Radio. And I know we talked about this on our last show of 2014. I know that our boys here, Nate and Elio, will be getting together in 2015 to look at Stitcher, see what we can do with Stitcher.
Definitely going to get into Stitcher because that, if you catch it on iTunes, YouTube, or Daily Motion, we appreciate you. But Stitcher, that's another portion of the public out there that's got the Android phones and they can't really access iTunes when they're on the go. So we want to bring Pipebomb Radio to you guys too. So we will be on Stitcher sometime in the near future.
There you go. Just make sure you guys follow us all for all of our past shows. You can check out Thursday night shows on there as well. Make sure you check it out Thursday with RVD. Pipebombradio.net, all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And yes, believe it or not, I just went through it and updated it just this weekend. Pinterest is updated, and we do have Pinterest. And it's not just for gardens, Austin.
you do have a nice
growing
garden.
Some tomatoes for him.
I was going to say the begonias are coming in pretty nice, Felix.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. Now you. All fun aside, thank you all for joining us tonight. It was a blast. Tune in next week. We've got another guest coming, and you'll find out who soon enough. On behalf of Nate and the absent Austin, this is Felix for Pipebomb Radio saying keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Good night, everybody. Good night, Nate.
All right, brother.